talk about my body, my choice. The problem with this slogan is that...
What's the best way of doing this? Start with introducing yourself. Oh, hi. My name is Beth. I'm a former medical assistant who spent her entire career working in abortionate care and women's health care. How are you? So you had a question. Your question was, were you giving this pro-choice argument, good faith arguments, or were you indeed doing a straw man? I only had to get through half of your video before I realized that, yeah, you're straw manning. A couple of questions for you. Do you have a uterus, sir? No? None within you? Okay, cool. Then what goes on in another person's body and another person's uterus is none of your business. If you do have a uterus, which I find highly unlikely, then it's not your body and it's not your uterus. So what's going on in someone else's body and someone else's uterus has nothing to do with you. You've also proven in your entire rant here that you have no idea how fertilization and implantation works in mammals. I don't know, maybe you didn't take biology, or maybe you failed biology in high school. But the very process to create that kind of circumstance is an invasion process. There's a reason why we call it a parasitic relationship, because the invasion of sperm into the body of someone with an egg, where the egg was born in that body, okay, spent all of its life and it's never been messed with by any sperm. Okay, all of a sudden it comes out and there's sperm there attacking it. Have you ever seen an ovum actually be fertilized under a microscope? It's very interesting. It's very interesting to watch the egg try to get away from the invaders. It's really interesting to watch how violent it is for a sperm to penetrate an egg. But when that happens, either because you've desperately wanted and tried for this interaction to happen, or you are an unwilling participant, I'm not redoing this, participant in this fertilization. At that point, that little clump of cells now has its own blueprint to make its own organ to evade the host immune system. It burrows in, latches on, and then latches on to the host's blood supply. In all mammals, there is a point of viability. Up until that point, that clump of cells, that parasite, isn't going to live without the host body. In the case of human reproduction and fertilization, that viability mark is about 21, 22 weeks. Meaning that before 21 weeks, most definitely, if you were to sever whatever is growing, the clump of cells, the parasite that's growing in that uterus, if you were to sever it from the host body, it would cease to be. It would no longer be here. It would be dead. Sometimes these invasions are much wanted. They're tried for. In some cases, women go to doctors' offices to have this artificially done to them so that they could have a parasite of their own growing in their womb. And hopefully, if everything goes right, for the 40 weeks, hopefully at the end of it, you are able to bring this parasite home and raise it. But you see, sir, you have no idea because you have never held the hand of a young girl who was raped by her father. I have. She was 11, by the way. Her father brought her in. We did have to report because we were mandated reporters, but yeah, She was supposed to give birth to her own father's baby, her own brother or sister. That's what she was supposed to do? No. She came to us, and I held her hand while she cried and told me what her father had done to her. I can't even begin to tell you how many women's hands I've held while they cried during that procedure because their parasite was given to them against their will. You have no idea how many women I have held while they cried on my shoulder because the much wanted parasite that they had planned for, that hell, in most cases, they already had a room in their house decorated for, so that when it came out of their body, they could bring it home and raise it. But something went wrong halfway through. Fetal demise, meaning the fetus's heartbeat just stopped for no reason. True knots in the cord. Abnormalities that are incompatible with life. That they had no other choice but to terminate. And yes, sir, I have held the hands of many a woman, many a young girl, who simply came in because they did not want the process that was happening in their body, nor did they want to one day bring this parasite home and raise it. And because they also realized that it's not their responsibility to make sure that they provide children to those who cannot produce on their own. You see, in this country, hell, in this reality, we do not force other people's bodies to be fucking incubators for somebody else. We don't do that here. We don't hook other people up to other people's bodies so that their bodies can help the sick body function correctly. We don't take organs from people. Hell, even if you bring your parasite home and one day that parasite's organs, like a kidney, were to fail, we can't even force the parents of said parasite to donate a kidney. They can match and everything, but we cannot hold them down and take a kidney away from them because that is considered assault. And the word unwanted should never be in conjunction with pregnancy or child. Now, I hope that answered all your questions. One last point I would like to make while I have you here. Could mediocre white men stop using this platform to spread your stupidness? Everything you said in your video was outright ignorant. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea about the biological process that it takes to bring human life into this world, nor do you understand the dangers that come along with that. You have, however, made it a great case against, mandatory vasectomies at the age of, I would say, 12, 13. That's usually when little boys start producing sperm. Yeah. Until you're able to actually afford and desperately want. Then you can go and have it reversed. Don't worry about what's going on in other people's body. It's none of your business. None of your business at all. Be concerned with what's going on in yours. Okay? All right. Glad we had this talk.